So hello, it's Kenny here, the Unfamous Fly. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's actually getting warm. First time really this year it's been any real heat, and it's the Easter weekend and I've decided to take a wee jaunt down the Clyde, come back to an area that I fished, I think it was last season, so that'd be like winter time 21-22, which I know a section of it further, let's think, down river, that's quite good for the old dry flies, or it can be, and I'm kind of hoping with it being a wee bit warmer and being a wee bit fly life starting to appear, I'm hoping there might be a chance of something on the Dries. I've come equipped for to fish Dries and nymphs, but a lot of it depends whether I can get across the river from here, because trying to get parked somewhere that's easy for crossing at this bit is, I find, really difficult, so I might have given myself a bit of a walk, but we'll see. The river's just in front of me. I'm just going to turn the camera around, let you see. So once I get down there I'll have a wee look, see if I can find a route across. It was a wee bit hard the last time, but there was probably a bit more water than I would hope today, although there should still be enough water today because it's not exactly been dry recently. The last few days have been reasonably dry. It's been frosty overnight, that's why I'm out fairly late as well. This is getting on towards lunchtime at the moment, but I just didn't see the point in getting out too early when you're waiting on fly life and for fish to show. It'll probably not be till the afternoon that much will happen, but we'll see. It's just, if nothing else, it's a nice walk. Just trying to make my way gingerly across the river here. It's not super deep. I just want to make sure I've got a steady footing, because I've got a camera on my back and I really didn't want to fall in with that. Nearly there, only 3 metres from the far bank now. It's not really shallowed up any, because the nature of rivers tend to flow down one side or the other, and feels kind of like it wants to flow down what is the far bank for me. Nearly there. Small steps, so made that. Wouldn't like to say it was easy, but it wasn't the worst either. It never really got much above thigh height, and just this side. What I think once you get about halfway across, you're home dry, going the other way. So it's just getting in, going back might be a bit of a laugh, but I've left a stick here to mark where I've came across, and I'm beside a tree here. So use this as a marker to indicate my route back. Anyway, onwards, back to find some water to fish. I guess there's been a mill or something here. This is like a wee extraction feedback. So this bit water here is probably quite good to fish with a nymph, or even I think a wet fly would probably be really good here. Something I might give a go later. As I say, I'm quite keen to try and walk out to the furthest point and work my way back, and then deal with things then, because I've no set up my rods yet, because it's just hard to make progress sometimes carrying rods and all set up, so they're still in their tubes. So, but I'm just looking at the water and seeing if I can see anything. Going through here's Midgie City. It's not that they're bitey midges, to be honest, at least not so far. I've not felt myself getting bitten, but there's just fucking millions of them. Whew. I don't know if you can see them on the camera, but it's just clouds in them off these bushes as you go past. Whew. Feel like you're inhaling them. Yuck. So I think I'm down to where I was the last time. It's a long time ago, by the way, it's about 10 years ago. But I seem to remember the flat along here was quite good with the Dries. Right up to here where it starts to get faster water. So the lads that are strong and good waders and somewhat adventurous can get into these bits and fish them, and I think there's some good fish to be had in some of this bit. That's probably too much for me with my feeble arthritic body, but we'll do what we can today. But I think I'm just about where I'm going to start, get set up and work my way back up and eventually back to the car. Right, so I think I'm going to walk about as far as I'm going to go down. You can see this is the main road here that goes by, but I'm on the other side of the river, which is what my objective was. So I'm going to get set up. I'm going to set up one rod for Dries. I think initially I might put something like a clink on with a wee nymph under it, and the second rod will probably be nymphs, or if not a nymph on the end, and a couple of wee wet flies, wee spiders or something like that just now, until we get some sign of activity. At this time of year, flies wise, well, the March Brown's one of the obvious, so jinglers are good for that. You can sometimes get the granum, which is like for all intents and purposes, like a sedge type fly. So basically a sedge type pattern should do for them, I think. And then you can get the wee blue-winged olives sometimes as well. I think if you look back in my videos, maybe about, was it a year ago or so, I was fishing further up the Clyde, and I managed to nail a rather nice fish on a tiny wee blue wing, basically out of nowhere. I think I got about one go at seeing it rise, and there was a few of these wee flies about, and I cast over it without any real clue what it was, and it was a good fish. So so there's kind of those three patterns probably just now. I think it's probably too early for the yellow May duns. I'm just watching a couple of wee flies coming off there. I would guess they're like wee blue wing olives, they're quite small. But we'll get set up, see how we get on, and give it a bit of a prospect, I think. So I've set up two rods, and while I've been getting set up here, I've heard quite a bit noisy fish starting to rise. And I can see, I think the March Brown's coming off. You can hear the fish rising over here. Don't know if you can see the flies coming. Time to get a wee cast with the Dries. So that was a very short-lived bit of activity, but as I was tying one of my rods up there, I could hear rises over to my right here, just the odd one, and then suddenly I heard quite a few, and as I turned, the water was just literally boiling, maybe about 7 to 10 metres out from the bank, and there was loads of flies coming off, and I've seen them there. I think they're March Browns. So there's a few fish here. I had the clink and dink set up there, which the clink's a pheasant tail tied one, so kind of looks like the March Browns anyway. So I stuck that over some of the rises, but never got any interest in it. And I quickly nipped the whole thing off and just put a jingler on the end. Probably not tied onto the best bit of tippet, if I'm honest, but just to quickly get in, because thing is these things start up and then end as quick as they started. So stuck the jingler on, and but it seems to have gone quiet. There is still the odd fly coming off, but I've not heard any rises for a wee bit, so I'm going to have a wee lunch break because I didn't realise how far time had gone on just with walking here. It took me over an hour to walk this down here, so I'm going to have a bit of lunch and then we'll have the afternoon in peace. You can see that, I think that's a granum in the water. A couple of them flew in the other now. There's all sorts coming off just now. Yeah, so I think that there's a stonefly. Actually becoming quite a rare thing here in Scotland these days. Don't know if it's pollution or that's affecting them, but not as many about as they used to be. But I think that's what that is. They swim along the top and then they climb out onto a reed or something like that. Like. Right, so there's still fish rising now and again, but from this angle it's impossible to really fish them well, and I want to get myself in a better position, so I'm going to move around this bush here and come at them from downstream. It's quite deep here anyway, so I can't get in if I needed to get in anyhow, so let's move here. It's only ankle deep, you can wade up a wee bit, deeper water, and start covering some of these fish. Been fish rising in these kind of areas in front of these rocks here. Where this fish is hanging out. Oh, there we go, there's a rise there right in front of us. In truth, I'm maybe fishing too small actually. If that's what they're taking, that wasn't a small fly. Oh, that was something came for it. Oh, that was a so they're looking. Oh, that was it this time. Don't think it's a big fish, but it's a fish. And that makes me happy. There we go. A wild brown trout from the River Clyde. Not huge, but I'll tell you what, I'm delighted because my change of approach worked, and that's a good thing. Lovely fish. Let them go. So I've redressed that fly, got it back floaty again. Another big hatch there just now. The only thing I might have a problem with is I think I'm fishing too small. The flies that are coming off are pretty large, but they're definitely the Marks Browns. There's stuff rising out in the middle there. I don't know if you've seen that on the camera, but there's certainly quite a few fish around here, and they're taking the flies as they're coming off in their wee hatches. That one that took didn't really take where I had been watching other fish taking, so you know, it just shows you. I think prospecting's probably as good a way as it. Oh, there's another one. Another one, probably about the same size, I'd guess. Get below him into the shallows. Putting up a good account of himself. Staying deep, these fish. See, it's staying fairly deep. Maybe a wee bit of bigger fish, this one. Oh, what a fight! No, it is a bit bigger. Oh! Through my hook, where my fly is gone. I think it's away with my fly as well, I think. It snapped me. Yeah, it has. So this is a 3 pound tippet, so it's possibly a bit on the light side for fish that size. I don't think it was a 3 pound fish, but it was just fighting and fighting and fighting. It's probably scuffed on the line with its teeth. This one's probably about the same hook size, but it's dressed a wee bit heavier, so I think it's probably closer to the right size. See if it makes a difference. Not that it's causing a huge too big a problem, but it's just based on observation. That clean snapped the leader. I think it is quite light, as I say. It's a 6X dry fly tippet I'm using, which is 3 pound, and I was faffing around too much with the camera, which was my main fault, and rather than getting the fish in, which we probably would have got it in had I just concentrated on that. But you know, it is what it is. But it was a nice fish anyway. I think you've seen it. I'm perfectly happy I got a bit of sport out of it, and I'm catching river fish, which is always a bonus. Now I'm gutted. That was a monster fish. Just lost that, it snapped me as well. I think this tippet's going to have to be changed for something heavier. That was a big fish. Completely broke me. Fuck. That was a big fish. I seen it come right out of the water. Head. Broke my fly. I'm going to have to cut this leader back and put a heavier tippet on it. Okay, so I've tied yet another fly on, another jingler. Got a big one again, but I've cut the tippet back on my dry fly leader and I've gone up to 4 pound on it now. Hopefully, it's fluorocarbon as well, hopefully it holds onto the fish a bit better, because that's twice I've been snapped. But that was a big fish. It just took off like an absolute missile. Once I seen it, its head came out the water, took the fly, and it just took off right across the river, and then snapped, bang. It was as quick as that. Excellent fun, like, but soul destroying at the same time. So let's see if this works. I was almost losing confidence that the fly was going to work, because I had had quite a few casts with it and nothing had risen it, and then I rose a fish that never took, and then a couple of casts later, head right out the water, took it, just took off. I turned the camera off just to save the battery, unfortunately. There's another angler coming up behind me here, I notice as well. It was over about there somewhere, but that fish is gone for the day, I would think. See my fly though. Evidently a few fish around here though. There's one. Oh, there's one. There's one. Let's hope this tippet holds this time. I've got a bit more confidence in this because it's just that wee bit thicker. I'm on a relatively heavy rod. This is my 5-weight rod, but I tend to use that when I'm coming to bigger rivers for this type of fishing. So we're going to try and get to the shallows. And we'll try and play it out. Well, it's not a bad fish actually. Kind of dropped that net deliberately because it was tangled in my hand. Come on, bite. Well, it's not a bad fish. Not a bad fish. See if I can get you. Nice shot. Bonnie Clyde trout. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So I've had a wee move. Kind of boxed in at the moment. I've got a guy coming up behind me who's fishing nymphs by the looks of things, and a guy in front of me who's fishing downstream wets, I think. Pretty heavy looking. It kind of looks like he's salmon fishing, but you're not going to get salmon up this end of the river. Anyway, he's an American, I noticed, but I'm going to try and fish up this side here. I went and spoke to him, asked if he was okay with me fishing here, and he said he was, so I didn't want to get in people's way, you know, there's plenty of room on a river this size. But this is another wee bit I fished before, and seem to remember there being a couple of fish about here, but I've not seen anything rising for a wee while, and I've not seen anything coming off, but you know, give it a go, see how we go. So I was just looking at my watch. That's nearly 4 o'clock, and probably still a good half hour before I get back to the car. And I've still got to get across this river. It's a good. I timed it when I checked my watch after walking across the way. So a good hour and 20 minutes it took me to walk from the car to where I started fishing. So it's probably not too far from the way back now, but I can see the ruined, I don't know what it was, old mill or whatever it was. Not seen any fish rising since this morning. There's a couple of other people fishing there, but this faster water, I've zero doubt that there's fish in some of these bits. I think these would probably be good bits when the river's lower because of the oxygenation and stuff, but it's just too hard wading for me. I just find it too hard on the old knees and stuff at my age. But so looking at the time, think how long it's going to take me to get home. I'll not get home till about tea time anyway, so I'm just going to call it a day now. But I've had a brilliant day. I think I timed it about right just to get on the river in time for the flies hatching off, and probably a good solid hour or so of dry fly activity and various things coming off there. There's quite a few stoneflies about. I thought at first it was granums, but I think actually they are stoneflies, and there's quite a few about, which is a good sign. But there was plenty of the March browns about, and there was some of the wee blue wings about as well, but I think it was the bigger March browns that the fish were taking, and certainly when I went onto a bigger fly they seemed keener to take it. I was getting less misses, but I did, as you know, drop a few. But that is just how it goes. It was just too fine a tippet really for the type of fish, but I've just had a great day. I've enjoyed it. It's great fishing dry flies, it's just the best. So I'm going to sign off now and catch you another time. Cheers.